Hi, I'm Brittney Prophete, and this is MBANow. Today, I'm joined with MBA Open Doors President Deb Dubois to discuss the new disaster relief program. Thank you for joining me today, Deb.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. In light of the recent wildfires in Southern California that have left many families displaced, how is Open Doors stepping up to support families in need?
Well, thanks for asking. Unfortunately, natural disasters are nothing new, and sadly, I think we're going to see more and more of them. But when a natural disaster actually collides with a medical crisis, I think we're all called to step up and do more. And so for Open Doors, that was to create the MBA Open Doors Disaster Relief Program for families with a child in treatment at Children's Hospital of Los Angeles. And we also know, in thinking about the disaster relief program, that impact from the wildfires would come in many forms. Some families lost their homes, burned to the ground. Others had significant damage to their homes. Some people lost wages, income, jobs, and even whole businesses burned to the ground. And unfortunately, many families who have a child with a chronic illness, potentially a respiratory illness, they're not even able to go back to homes that were not damaged because of the smoke and the toxins in the air. It could really be life-threatening for those children. And so we wanted to create a program that was profoundly impactful and immediate. And we also wanted that program to be easy for our social workers to manage.
Yeah, that's great what Open Doors is doing. Can you tell me how the disaster relief program can enhance or complement the existing home grant program?
Absolutely. So much like our pandemic relief program, which we launched at the height of COVID, the disaster relief program augments the home grant program, but there are some differences. So first of all, the $100,000 we have allocated to the disaster relief program comes from interest earned on our reserves. And what that means is that it doesn't take away or impact the $3.2 million we allocate annually to our home grant program. It's also limited to families with a child in treatment at Children's Hospital Los Angeles. So those are the first two differences, actually. The second one is that families can apply for 2 months grant with an optional third month of mortgage or rental assistance, which is fantastic for families that need to find temporary housing, families that still must pay their mortgage and their rent. And third, we've relaxed the qualifying events, the threshold for a family applying for a grant. And what I mean by that is that we've reduced the number of inpatient days a child must have in order to qualify for a grant. We've also added certain outpatient treatment, and that's in recognition of families who had medically equipped homes that now must find temporary housing and their child must receive treatment on an outpatient basis. It also addresses families whose child may be on dialysis. So we really looked hard to find ways to support families who have been impacted by the wildfires, but whose impact comes in many, many forms.
That truly does sound like an impactful resources to help families. What I do want to know is, what can a family do, or where can they go to apply?
Right, well, that's an easy one. So families must work with a social worker at Children's Hospital Los Angeles to use our web-based application system. And the social workers are best equipped. They know how to leverage this application system because they've been doing it for several years. And so if family works with the social worker is the one who actually applies on a family's behalf. And like I said, it is limited right now to families with a child in treatment at Children's Hospital Los Angeles, but we're hoping that this program is a model for future programs because, as I said, natural disasters are going to come, and they're going to come hard.
Thanks for sharing all that great information. I know families will really benefit from this program. So what I would love to know is, what goals and campaigns does Open Doors have in store for 2025 to increase its impact and support of families?
Right. Well, again, great question, Brittney. Thanks. We kicked off our fiscal year 2025 in absolutely dramatic fashion. We raised a little bit more than $3 million in pledges from our annual appeal. We then rolled into October, and the Radiant Opens Doors, Opens Hearts campaign raised more than $474,000 in a 30-day period for Opens Doors. We were also the grateful beneficiaries of the Guild Giving Golf Tournament, which garnered $50,000. And then looking forward in calendar year 25, we've got some big campaigns coming up. One is going to be the Lennar Mortgage Derby, which takes place in April and May. That regularly raises more than $100,000. And CMG Financial is coming back with their charity wine auction, which will have Opens Doors as one of the beneficiary. And finally, in June, we're going to have our signature MBA Opens Doors charity wine auction. So we've got some really great things coming up. I'm really excited, and quite frankly, we need the support if we're going to continue to help more and more families. So my goal is to really engage the MBA members in a way that makes a profound difference for families.
Yeah, of course. It's clear that Opens Doors has a lot of great events in the works, and I look forward to seeing how everything evolves. So thank you for joining me today, Deb.
Thank you, Brittney.
And to learn more about MBA Opens Doors program, visit MBAopensdoors.org.